What's up, guys? MrGimms back again for another update, developer update part 2 that Behavior have just released as of 4 minutes ago. We're going to go through it. This is going to be first time me seeing it, so I have no idea what's in store. The first update I wasn't too happy with. There was a couple of things that they changed and they've just highlighted it here to go over it. Nothing new here. Yeah, they've just changed the Trapper. Some of his add-ons looked a bit dodgy, but meh, at least he's getting some love. Spirit was a direct nerf, and killer updates, add-on updates to all these characters. Yeah, these mostly focus on unused add-ons. Okay, cool. That's kind of cool because I'd like to see what they come up with, but I guess we'll see. There's a patch notes for those if you want to go to the previous update, but instead, we're going to keep pushing through to find out what's next, and it's Deathslinger's getting a change. Okie dokie. This is going to be interesting. Let's go. Deathslinger. We've kept an eye on the Deathslinger since his release last year, and we have a few small changes aimed at already with the behavior jokes with his power. Currently, there is almost no delay between aiming down sights and being able to fire your weapon. Likewise, there is almost no delay between cancelling your shot and going for a basic attack. This creates lose-lose situations for the survivors, where there is nothing they can realistically do to avoid getting hit. For example, if they vault a window, you can easily aim down sights and fire without giving them a chance to dodge your shot. But if you decide to not vault the window, you can easily cancel your shot and hit them with a basic attack instead. Additionally, since there is almost no delay, the survivor must constantly dodge and run erratically just in case the killer decides to shoot. So it's going to be a hard nerf straight off the bat, just from what I'm reading with that. With that in mind, we've made a few changes. You can no longer shoot until you have fully aimed down sights. Christ. Increase the delay after cancelling your shot before you can start a basic attack. Decreased movement speed penalty while aiming down sights. Yeah, whatever. Since the Deathslinger would spend more time aiming down the sights than before, if you quickly aimed and fired, we felt it was only fair to increase the movement speed while aiming down sights to compensate. This will cause you to lose less ground while aiming and keep up with the survivor a little longer. But last but not least, we've increased the Deathslinger's terror radius to 32 meters. The Deathslinger is the only ranged killer that does not have a lullaby, which meant terror radius reducing perks like monitor and abuse would allow you to get close enough to surprise and hit a survivor without them getting a fair warning. Like usual, we have gone through a few of Deathslinger's add-ons and given small buffs to the least used powerful ones. This is a massive nerf to Deathslinger. All sort of gameplay and style has been taken away from him. And by the way, if they did want to go the way of we feel it's unfair that it's a lose-lose for Survivor, I think that's fine, but you've literally stated that there's nothing. The only thing we're getting is increased movement speed while aiming down sights, which is a waste of time now anyway, because you might have to actually commit to shooting. Wow, there goes Deathslinger. I'm pretty, okay. Yeah, people kept saying to me, be positive. Next patch is, next part 2 is going to be really positive. Okay, cool. Good start. The Plague. The Plague has been in the game for a while now and has had a lot of changes, but in the end, we're making a series of quality of life changes that should make her more effective and more fun to play. First, we looked into infected objects. Previously, interacting with something would cause your infection to increase faster. We're adding an additional penalty to interacting with something that is currently infected, meaning your infection will increase even faster than before. That's kind of cool. Additionally, we've increased the base infection duration on objects like generators from 35 seconds to 40. That's cool. It's 5 seconds though. These changes will make infecting objects feel much more impactful by 5 seconds. Next, we turned her Vol Purge. Oh god. The Plague takes a massive hit to her movement speed whenever she's on cooldown. After purging or cancelling her purge, we've increased her movement speed from 2.3 while on cooldown to 3.6. This will cause her to lose far less ground when she does so. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. One of the things that felt really bad for the killer was when you let go of your power. Come on, behavior. A little too soon, causing your power to be cancelled entirely. Now tapping the button or letting go before the minimum threshold will cause your power to continue charging until the minimum amount has been reached. That's pretty cool. Basically, it works like the Huntress's hatchets. Yeah, that's really cool. That's a good change as well. Finally, we've increased the time it takes to cleanse at a fountain from 6 seconds to 8 seconds. That's pretty good. That's 2 seconds, but that might, yeah, it's okay. Like the other killers that are changing in the update, we're revisiting the Plague's add-ons, as well as, and did a complete pass on some of the less powerful ones. Yeah, sweet. Okay, so we got, what do we got here? Prayer Tablet Fragment. Vile Purge no longer affects survivors. Okay. Increase, what? So you're essentially an M1 killer. Increases object infection and duration by 40 seconds. Infection from infected objects by 100%. Devious blood, that's a terrible add-on. No one, yeah, Jesus Christ. Wow. Survivors who cleanse at fountains have their auras revealed for 4 seconds. You know where they are. Okay, whatever. Who cares? Survivor items add-on. Survivor item add-ons update. These are terrible. That's whatever. Survivor item add-ons. Surprise, we've also updated the description of item add-ons in the update as well, like we've done with killers. Each survivor item add-on is now on a list. Will now list their effects with numbers rather than descriptive terms like moderately, considerably, and so on. Finally, this is getting changed. This is very positive, this change. Add-ons that grant a status effect will also have a brief description of the status effect below. It's very good for new players. I'm pretty hype about this. I think this is really good. Perk updates. Windows of opportunity. Much like Zenshin Tactics. Okay. Wow, okay, so they're actually doing more perk updates. Wow, okay. All right, Windows of Opportunity. Much like Zenshin Tactics, we're removing the cooldown from the perk entirely. We're also increasing the range to 24, 30 to 32 meters as well. Go away cooldown. We don't want you there. That is a massive buff to Windows of Opportunity. I think it's an extremely strong perk to medium and new survivors, and I think it'll go really well. Massive buff. That's really big. Repressed Alliance. Repressed Alliance has the potential to save a good chunk of progress when timed out, but due to the high requirements of the perk to activate, it can often not be ready by the time you need it. With that said, we've reduced the time required to activate the perk from 55 to 45 seconds. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Built to last, this perk's shipped with fairly safe numbers to make sure it couldn't get out of hand, but that ended up making it pretty unpopular choice. We've reworked it to make it far more effective at what it's meant to do. Hiding in a locker for 12 seconds with a depleted item in your hand will cause it to refill 99% of its charges. Each use of Built to Last, reduce the number of charges refilled by 33%. That's pretty big. That's a big buff. Okay. Okay. Any means necessary. Previously, we reduced the cooldown of any means necessary and saw more people start to use it. It's still not quite where we'd like to see it, so we've decided to add an aura reading effect on all dropped pallets. This way, as soon as it's ready, you know exactly where you can use it. Interesting. That's pretty big. No Mither. No Mither allows you to trade a health stat for other bonuses, but these bonuses aren't strong enough to warrant using the perk. We've increased the grunts of pain reduction by 75%. Additionally, we've added a 25% increase recovery speed while in the dying state. A massive buff to No Mither, which I think can actually be a pretty good perk sometimes. Side note, yes, we know a lot of you use this perk as sort of a hard mode. We're not looking to completely get rid of that, as silly as it may be. That's a big buff, I guess, for a somewhat memey, you know, perk, whatever. Mindbreaker, or Fearmonger as it's going to be called. This is the simple one. Survivors who are working on a generator will now suffer from blindness in addition to exhaustion. That's pretty cool. This will cause the perk to not only prevent the use of exhaustion perks, but also aura reading from the survivor, the aura reading that the survivor may have. I don't care about blindness, but I think exhaustion is pretty good. That's massive. Oh my god, hatch and keys. The hatch and keys. The hatch and keys, by extension, have been long very contentious topics. Not wrong. Leading to some heated debates. We have some changes incoming to make them a little fairer. First, the hatch will no longer spawn if there's more than one survivor in the trial. This means you'll never have to worry about the last 3 survivors vanishing when there's still 1 generator left. That's interesting. That's good, because that was just... yeah, that was just freebie mode. Additionally, the hatch will now take a few seconds to open with a key once it's closed. Progress does not reset when the survivor cancels the interaction. This eliminates the problem when a survivor can simply sprint straight at the hatch and instantly open it and escape. That's interesting. A few seconds though, what's that mean? With that said, these changes will make the "Where did they go" achievement impossible to obtain, so it will be changed to escape through the hatch using a key. Okay. A few seconds, eh? It's a good change, though, with the it not spawning. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Oh, man. Boon totems. Okay. That's good changes so far. So that's it for the key changes? That's what they went with? Is that the whole key rework? You could have added this in at any time, guys. We waited months, like absolute months, when you nerfed the Mori, and this is what you've come up with. Pretty much what the community said on day dot. Whatever. Boon totems. As promised in the anniversary live broadcast, we're introducing some new gameplay around totems. This will add an extra objective around the map, and much like killer hex totems are tied to survivor perks. Survivors will be able to bless a totem to change it into a boon totem, right, so they can't move it around. And those blessings are designed to offer comfort to the survivor team. A small safe haven, however, unlike a hex totem, the killer can also quickly interact with the created boon totem and completely remove the associated blessing. Once again, turning it into a dull totem. They will also be able to hear the boon totem when it's in range. Each survivor can only have one boon totem active at one time. This boon totem will combine the effects of all the equipped boon totems. Very scary, that. Very scary. Imagine if one boon totem was plus 2% repair speed. This will add some more strategic decisions for survivors to make it when it comes to interaction with totems. Will it have strategy? With that, we've come to the end of the developer update for real this time. All of these changes mentioned in this two-part post and more will be available for testing in next week's Players PTB. We look for next week's available for testing in next week's player test build. We look forward to hearing what you think. Until next time, Dead by Daylight team. Yeah, this is not good. I'm pretty worried about this update. I guess the PTB's next week as well now, not tomorrow, so that's interesting. But, you know, there you go. Deathslinger seems like he's getting a nerf, and he's one of my mains, so that's also pretty sad. And I don't think enough people complain about Deathslinger for that to be warranted. But I'm happy to test it. I just think it's a nerf. But yeah, a lot of attention on survivors, not so much killers as usual. But I guess we'll see, guys. Well, not positive for killers anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys found this informative. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you did. And I will be streaming in about 45 minutes, so I hope to see some of you guys there. All right, have a great day.